Okay, January 27th. January 27th, 1967, Lyndon Johnson takes part in the signing of the Outer Space Treaty. With the death of John F. Kennedy and John F. Kennedy's vision of sending a man to the moon and back, by the end of the decade, Lyndon Johnson picked up the mantle of that space stuff and helped to negotiate and craft this treaty with 62 countries around the world that set the standards and how we were going to cooperate in space exploration, how to deal with the moon, and all this other stuff, and the celestial bodies, and basically, and he also believed that portions of the treaty basically said that you can't arm space, right? You can't put weapons in space, and so it was there for satellites and for exploration and for learning and being cooperative. So things like the International Space Station came later, and all these things kind of came out of this treaty that was signed in 1967, the Outer Space Treaty. One of the, he couldn't have known this, but just hours after he signed the treaty, there was a fire on a launch pad in Cape Canaveral, Florida, and it killed Gus Grissom, Edward White, and Roger Chaffee. It was the first death of any astronauts in the space program's history. And this wasn't even they weren't launching. It was just a program test. They just were going to go out there and run some tests. And I think there was some faulty electrical wiring. And by the time they could get to them, they had all perished inside the capsule. So that's what I have for you today. Lyndon Johnson signs the Outer Space Treaty. So I will see you tomorrow.